ever felt like spiritual guidance is something that happens for other people? Like there's some secret frequency you haven't tuned into yet, some practice you haven't mastered, or some level of worthiness you haven't reached? Maybe other people seem to hear their guides clearly, see signs everywhere, receive visions, pull the perfect card, know what their soul is saying, and you're in your kitchen wondering whether to eat the whole bar of chocolate or maybe just a square. And is that guidance from your guides? I think it probably is. I want you to think about this. Your soul has never stopped speaking to you. The question is not really how to find that connection as if it's gone missing. It's what is getting in the way of the guidance that's already here. When I thought about this, I realized in the past I had been treating spiritual guidance a bit like a radio that needed better reception. Maybe if I meditated a bit longer, read the right book, went to the right workshop, doing all the right spiritual administration stuff, one day I would pick up the signal clearly. I asked one of my favorite teachers once if something was a sign, and he said, if you think it is. That seemed far too simple for me. I don't think your soul is waiting for you to get it right. It isn't broadcasting from somewhere far away. Your soul is you, the deepest, clearest, most true version of you. This month, I've been exploring receiving. We've looked at receiving through the body with rest, breath, and allowing ourselves to stop. We've looked at receiving emotionally and mentally, especially the art of dodging a compliment. And now I want to look at spiritual receiving, which sounds as if it should be really mystical, but I think it begins in a much simpler place. Spiritual receiving begins with being connected to who you really are on a soul level and being happy with that. It's knowing yourself as a soul right now, rather than seeing yourself as a list of things to improve or prove or achieve or explain before guidance is allowed to reach you. From that place of knowing yourself, intuition, inspiration, guidance, and support can come through so much more clearer because you're allowing your own soul wisdom to recognize what feels aligned with you. I want to be really clear here. Spiritual receiving is not handing your power to anything outside of you. It is not deciding, my guides told me to do this, and following along regardless of how it feels in your body, your energy, and your heart. We have to think things through. It's part of why we're here. Real guidance feels connected. It feels loving. It feels true. It may stretch you, surprise you, ask you to take a step you hadn't planned, but it will never ask you to abandon yourself or your values. If a message makes you feel smaller, scared, pressured, less than, or if you have to override the part of you that already knows, pause and come back to yourself. That is not your soul asking you to listen. Your soul speaks through connection, not panic. I think one of the ways we block spiritual receiving is by making it far too complicated and comparing ourselves to other people and deciding that they are doing spirituality better. They meditate better, they hear their guides better, they see colors, they get visions, they channel messages, they know their past lives, and they seem to float through life wrapped in a bubble of divine instruction, while we are wondering whether we remember to put the bins out. Comparison is the opposite of spiritual receiving. When you measure your connection against someone else's, you have stepped out of your own spiritual experience entirely. You are not in your body. You're not in your soul. You're in your head, looking around and wondering why your guidance doesn't look like theirs. But your guidance comes in a way that is unique to you. You may feel it in your body. You may get a clear thought. You may hear a phrase that keeps appearing. You may see a sign like a feather. You could have a dream, notice a song, or simply feel drawn towards one tiny next step that makes sense before the rest of the path is visible. There is no correct way. In my own experience, guidance often comes through a feeling. I can feel when connection is available. And quite often it comes as tingles around my head in different places. It's a feeling, a frequency, a remembering. I still judge myself sometimes. I still catch myself thinking I'm not connecting with my guides properly, as if there's a proper way to do it. that I have forgotten to follow in that moment. Then my mind turns into, oh, you're not good enough, you're doing it wrong, which is a very dramatic place to go when the messages that come through are always loving and wonderful. The message is usually that they are here whenever I want to feel that vibration. Guidance often comes as breadcrumbs, not as blueprints. Your soul may simply give you the next step. And that might be really simple. Rest, make a call, go for a walk, book a session, write the words. Leave it till later. The energy you ask from also colors what you can hear. Before trying to receive a spiritual answer, pause and notice where your energy is now. Are you feeling radiant and connected and open, or are you running on willpower? Check on your Fred scale. Awareness gives you somewhere real to begin, which is why I love working with Fred. If asking for guidance begins to feel like another job on your to-do list, let it wait for a while. Take some breaths, move your body, drink some water. And when you feel more like doing it, then go do it. Your soul isn't withholding guidance until you become more impressive. Your guides and angels are not waiting for you to master spirituality before they will support you. You are already powerful, already connected, and already able to receive in whatever way works for you. And if you would like a supported way to experience a shift in your energy field, Awaken Your Light is a beautiful next step. It gives you daily light language and crystalline soul healing, affirmations and guidance so you can connect with your own light and begin to notice how your soul speaks to you as you sit back and receive with the videos. For now, just ask yourself this: where have I been comparing the way I receive guidance? And what would happen if I trusted the way my soul already speaks to me? You don't need to find your soul's guidance. You already have it. The next breadcrumb may be so much simpler than you think. Always remember to live life lightly.